To begin the installation of the tailgate light bar, please plug it in and test it out before applying it to your vehicle. If there are no issues with your tailgate light bar, you can begin the installation. The first step to a successful installation is ensuring that we have a well-prepped surface. To do this, we're going to go ahead and wipe down our surface and then apply our adhesive booster. This will ensure that the tailgate light bar is securely attached to your vehicle. Once our area is nicely prepped, we can go ahead and remove the backing to the double-sided tape that's affixated to our light bar. The next step is to go ahead and position your light bar in place. You want to be careful when doing this because after applying the adhesive booster, the light bar will adhere to the surface very easily and may become difficult to remove if positioned incorrectly. Once successfully mounted, we can proceed to wiring. There are two methods of wiring: a plug-and-play method utilizing the 4-pin connector and a hardwired method. Regardless of which method is used, we need to hardwire our reverse light. Begin by opening your tailgate and removing the two screws that hold the taillight in place. Once we have the screws removed, we're going to go ahead and tug on the taillight. This should release the clips that hold it in place. We also want to disconnect the harness that is connected to the taillight and set it aside so we have more room to run our white wire up to the taillight area. We do this by going underneath the vehicle and pushing the wire up through the top. Then we're going to go ahead and locate the wires running to our reverse light and use a quick splice connector to connect our white wire. Once completed, we can begin the reinstallation of the taillight. It's important to tie up any excess wiring before reinstalling the taillight. Sliding the taillight on, we can go ahead and connect the tabs that hold it in place. After that, we can go ahead and proceed to reinstalling our screws. Now we can power on the vehicle and go ahead and test out the reverse lights. And that concludes the plug-and-play installation of the triple tailgate LED light bar. If you wish to hardwire the light bar, then continue watching as we go through those steps. To do a hardwire installation, we need the hardwiring harness. Once we have our harness, we can proceed to removing our 7-pin connector from the bumper. This will expose all the wiring that goes into the 7-pin connector. There are two tabs on either side of the 7-pin connector that must be pressed in order to release it from the bumper. Once it's been released, go ahead and rotate it and pull out to expose the wiring. Next, we have to remove the silver cover to reveal all the wiring that we're looking for. We then grab the wire end of our hardwire harness and proceed to utilizing quick splice connectors to connect the different colors to the 7-pin pin. Some cutting of the electrical tape may be required to expose more of the wires. We then match the wires from our hardwiring harness to the wires from the 7-pin connector and utilize our quick splice connectors to attach them. We have a total of 4 different wires we must attach, starting off with green, then yellow, brown, and white. Once all 4 wires have been connected, we can begin the reinstallation of the 7-pin connector. Be sure to drop the 4-pin connector through the hole before reattaching the 7-pin connector. Reattaching the 7-pin connector is extremely easy. Just make sure the 2 tabs click in place and you're all set. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab our male and female end of the 4-pin connectors that are underneath the vehicle and connect the 2 together. The final step is to go ahead and hide your wiring up behind the bumper to make sure that they stay in place nice and secure. Your end result is extremely clean back bumper.